What up, baby? How we doing? Thursday morning motivation and inspiration. Shout out to everybody that's up, going to work, going to school, getting them beautiful babies up for daycare. My people that's already at work, and my people that have completed their day on their way to bed. I love you all. Hope you tapped in with the plug. Off the rip, what's 5 things you're grateful for? For myself, I'm grateful for another year. Today is my birthday. 34 years young, as I like to say. I feel younger and younger every day. We're gaining more wisdom, and I'm blessed for the path God has taken me on. And I know, like, social media makes it seem that when everybody had a birthday, they had this extravagant party, and they have big balloons, and they have vacations out of the world. But I don't grow up like that. I got kids, and I go to work, and I take care of my family. And I know there's a lot of people out there that relate to the real of life and not just the Sports Center top 10 of social media. So shout out to all y'all who done had to put in a shift on their birthday or on a holiday to provide for the loved ones around them. And that leads me to, I was reading The Way of the Superior Man by David Dita. And it said that's something inside of us as a man that we long for that never happens. It's completion. You know, we seek to be empty. And we always want, if we go to war, we ready for the war to be over. If we play a game, we ready for the game to be over. And I've been blessed to accept at a young age that this game of life isn't over until God says it's over. So patience has become my best friend. And it's something that's extremely hard to learn in the world, but without patience, man, gosh, you're going to be so frustrated all the time because nothing happens on your time. It happens on God's time. Though if you look back, it may not happen the exact way you imagined it, but it was similar to it, or it had features that you'd be like, I dreamed about this. And Albert Einstein talked about it, the Bible talked about it, and I'm just here to drop a little gems for you on this Thursday as I head to the work site in minimal traffic. Like, the work's not done yet. Like Meek Mill said, hold on, wait a minute, y'all thought I was finished? And where I work at out here, there are a bunch of cops. They're doing their training and stuff. And I had a conversation with a black cop yesterday, and I asked him how long had he been a cop. He said 5-6 years. And I asked him what made him do it. He said just looking at the way our city is around here with the homicide rate keep getting higher and higher and higher. And I asked him how people felt around him about his decision. He said at first they questioned it, but now they're starting to see that it was the right call and that it was needed. And I've always said, if you complain about the cops, the firefighters, the paramedics, it's a bunch of little kids that be in these neighborhoods, raise them to be the next generation of, they can patrol their own neighborhood. I think it'd be dope to say you went to, Purcell Academy, or you went to Central High School, you went to Southeast or Northeast, and now you in charge of Kansas City, Missouri Police Department, because then you really tapped in with the city. And if we can inspire more young kids to walk on the correct path, who knows, man, we may just be able to shift the energy in the world. And that's also something I've noticed that's weird about the world. Like, I'm willing to speak on any issue that's harming children. Like, children are extremely important to me. Working at a school, you get to just see them from a different perspective. Working at an all-girls high school, you really get to see girls from a different perspective. They don't wear no makeup to school. They don't worry about what they wear. They were just purely girls. Now, when it came prom or homecoming, they would really switch into a different person. But I got to see them just be their raw, natural self, and to see the way these agendas are pushed on children is unfortunate. And I had shared a meme the other day, and it got a response that I saw as I was leaving the house, and it said, dude, I thought you were cool. And I am cool. But the thing is we have to be honest, right? Like, the same way that a gay individual can support me when I say, hip hop is destroying the youth, and this rap music is making young boys go to jail, and it's making young girls, become single mothers unconsciously, and they support that. The same way you gotta support the rainbow community influencing the youth as well. And that's not saying every gay person is a bad person. No, I know some gay people that's pretty cool. Every trans person is a bad person. No, I know some trans people that's probably just good people. You know what I'm saying? Like, on some real shit. But we got to be honest about the way these movements get pushed on children. I got swept up in the Black Lives Matter movement years ago. I saw what they did to the kids at the school, and then everybody was calling each other racist, and friends wasn't talking to each other. My daughter was in the 4th grade, and I want to say one of her friends told her that she didn't want to be her friend no more because I voted for Trump. Like, I'm getting to see how this is affecting kids at a young age, and I'm thinking back to myself, and it's like, on God, when I was in 4th and 5th grade, me and my friends was talking about D-Generation X, Shawn Michaels, Triple H, 6-Pac, all them. NWO was around that time. NWO Wolfpack, you know, you used to do the Too Sweet, the fingers. And I'm talking me and my white friends and my black friends. We never stopped to look at our skin color. We used to, you know, pretend to be wrestlers, and I would be Shawn Michaels, and my white friend would be The Rock. You know what I'm saying? So when I say I'm calling out these issues, I know the influence that hip hop had over me. It was massive. And we see what it's doing to the generation of today. Like I said, I'm watching some of the YNW Melly trial and see how many kids are laughing and joking about a double homicide. It's next level insane. But you don't know what you don't know when you're born into this environment that it's a video game and no one told you that. So you're just playing along, destroying yourself. I've just been enlightened enough to see we gotta it's like, if you've seen the movie Ready Player One, a lot of people don't understand they got the VR headset on, and you gotta lift that VR headset up and look around and see, hey, these are two different realities. And I'm just trying to snap some people into the real reality of their greatness, of the potential that is laying dormant inside of them. And I hope this video premieres on time. Yesterday it took 3.5 hours for the video to upload. You know how YouTube is. They suppressing the truth as much as they can, but we're not worried about that because God wins in the end. So the vibration and the frequency is gonna stay high because we see the vision, and no matter what's coming our way, if you play Mario Kart, no matter how many banana peels they throw out, I'm swerving on them things. I see the end. I'm happy now because I know where I'm going. Earl Nightingale has a book called How to Be Happy Before Success. And another book that helped me understand that is Psycho-Cybernetics by Maxwell Maltz. And I promise y'all, I'm still working on the list to share all the wisdom. Still learning, still growing, but I'm putting it out. But Psycho-Cybernetics, it's about a plastic surgeon. And he said what he noticed is when people would come in to get a plastic surgery, whether it was getting a nose done or getting a scar removed off their face or just whatever it was, right after the surgery, they were extremely happy. But 6 months in, 9 months in, they went back to their same depression, same anxiety, same just not feeling good enough. And it made him really curious, like, hold on, what is going on? And that's when he got into the idea of psycho, the mind. That it's our inner self, our self-image. How do we view ourselves? How do you view yourself when you look in the mirror? See, I see you, but I don't see you. The greatest part of me you'll never see. And the greatest part of you, I'll never see. That's how this thing called life works. But when you look at yourself, are you proud of the image, the reflection in the mirror? Can you look at yourself truthfully and say, self, I love you. Self, I'm proud of you. Because on God, it was a time when I couldn't. It was a time when I was ashamed of me. But I know I wasn't living in my greatest potential. The flip part about that, though, is I was driving the nicest cars. I was wearing the nicest clothes and shoes. I was sleeping with more women than you would have ever thought. But I wasn't happy. But now that I done had to go through hard times and been down bad, I get to just be with my children, and I wake up earlier than I ever have in life, but I'm happier than what I've ever been. And the thing about life is, you don't know sometimes if God is testing you or punishing you, right? Like sometimes, like, all right, God, we done with this yet? And then you still got to go through it. But you can look back and say you survived 100% of your bad days. Every single one of us can. I seen a comment yesterday on a video, and a guy said that he was deleting his social media because all it is people, bragging about themselves. You don't hear anything positive. You don't hear anything about God. And I know it's a lot of people that want to hear this message. But everything you see of me, this God is this. I'm spirit encased in human flesh. I ain't no better than nobody else. And I can remember being a kid in that homeless shelter thinking, hey man, I know this ain't the end. I can remember when I was a kid and I would get out of school and just go sit in my room and the lights off, and I was like, I know this ain't the end. And now I can smile because like I was right. There's always a bigger picture. There's always a purpose for the trials and tribulations you go through, whether you can see that or not. Because in the moment, sometimes it's hard. It feel like you double teamed and triple teamed. And I've just developed that Kobe mindset. Hey, shoot over the top of it. 2 dribbles, cross, fade to the left. You know what I'm saying? God is with you. It's gonna work out. Have faith. Faith is taking the first step without seeing the full staircase. And I really did not know I can grow into this person or have this much, patience or understanding. But when I say I look forward to turning 44 or 54 or 64, the future is bright. The future is dummy bright. And if you watch the news and they make it seem like it's all doom and gloom in the world, but that's somebody else's reality. That's somebody else's paradigm. That don't have to be you. You don't have to accept that. Don't accept what no one else says about you as truth. Why would you? They don't know you. They not you. That's why I can sit here and make these videos. I told my kids the other day, I said, you can go on that Jubilee video that I was on, and it's probably 5,000 negative comments about me. You got to be able to deal with that. You know who you are, and God knows who you are. So let the world think what they want. And it takes time to develop that type of self-esteem, that type of self-confidence. A lot of people don't step back and realize, like, imagine what Patrick Mahomes has to go through if he has a bad game. It takes a lot to deal with the negativity that's thrown out in this world so much. And I'm just one person, but that's why when I turn on my camera, I try to be positive. I try to be nice to y'all. Make sure you smile and make sure you're happy. Make sure your blood pressure is right. You drinking enough water? Are you stretching? You know what I'm saying? Did you bend over and touch your toes? Humans are all pretty similar. If you listen to this, you're probably sitting down, standing up, or laying down. It's highly unlikely that you're sitting crisscross applesauce, unless you're in yoga class right now. It's highly unlikely that you're doing a handstand push-up. We got a lot more in common than what people think, but when you put your ego in, you get offended by what you hear. And I don't really care about that anymore. I don't expect everybody to like me, but you know what's up? I like me. My kids like me. My wife adores me. So everything else is just the cherries on top. Having people watch my comment, getting positive comments. And I want you to feel the same way about yourself. When you make your chicken and you sit down and it's somebody across the table from you and they take a bite of it and they say, I don't like this, this ain't good. You slide their plate over next to yours and you eat both plates. You know what I'm saying? When you bake your cake or you make your cookies, if the people don't want it, you keep it for yourself. And eventually you'll find somebody who think your recipe is the best. And everybody else have to settle for less. And that's just how it go in this thing called life. I made a video this morning. I hope you guys can watch it. It's from Kirk Franklin and Maverick City Music. And I really, really enjoy making it. It's a lot of people will leave comments and say my words touched them or my words made them cry or moved them in ways that never happened before. In my brain, I used to be like, man, that's wow. And I want to say this morning, I made that video and I went back and listened to it myself, and I was like, damn, that came from me. Like, sometimes I shock myself with the things that come out of me. That's why I say this is God, man. Because I used to have such a dark mind. I used to look at the world with such negativity and so much anger. And that's really when I was trapped in the environment, the culture, quote unquote. Now I can't tell you anything about black culture. I can tell you everything about fatherhood, but I'm not a part of nobody's culture. I'm a part about being a great father and working to become a better husband every single day. I just think as a man, life should challenge you. It should make you grow. You got to be comfortable being uncomfortable on your way to comfort. And that's just where I am so far in my young life. And I know somebody watching this content and it's gonna touch them, it's gonna tap them, because we all live in the same world. We all see the same propaganda. If the celebrities are all the same, everything is the same for all of us. And you look around like, this can't be real, this can't be life. It's like a show. But Shakespeare said, to be or to not to be. That is the question. What do you want to do? The world is a stage. And a lot of people are playing a character. And they go home and close their door and they take their mask off. You never see their trauma, you never see their pain. They step out and they wearing the nicest clothes and the nicest shoes. And they driving the nicest car, but they hiding their brokenness. So you chasing the wrong things, because that's what I did. When I was a kid and our life was up, I was like, yeah, I'm gonna grow up and I'm gonna buy every pair of Jordans and I'm gonna put 22s on my car. I'm gonna put speakers in the trunk. I'm gonna have TVs in the car. I'm gonna paint my whip. I did all of it. And then I was like, damn, I don't feel no different. I don't feel like I accomplished nothing. I still was holding the trauma on the inside. I still had the anger and the resentment towards how I grew up and towards my parents. But once I forgave my parents, the material thing, it didn't even matter. I was just happy. I was holding that anger inside of me, didn't even know I had I was the reason there was a black cloud over me. You know, when you playing Mario, you walk around with that cloud over you? Or is that Team Rocket? I don't remember. But I was responsible for my own cloud. And when I forgave my parents, God forgave me. That's why I tell y'all, forgive whatever happened to you. Not because it didn't happen or it wasn't bad or it wasn't wrong. Like, we really have bad childhoods. I think universally that's what a lot of individuals have in common, is our childhood was shitty. And because you holding on to that anger, you're projecting that on at the world, at every single person. That's why you destroying relationships. You got people that really care about you, but you using them because you trying to like protect yourself from getting hurt. And it's like, you gotta forgive. When I forgave my mom and my daddy, I promise God forgave me. All my children are in my house. I get along. Everything in my world changed when I started changing the way I looked at things. When I was able to develop the maturity to sit in traffic, and if it's 20 minutes and we just gonna sit here and we gonna whistle, because at least we got a car, at least we ain't walking. When I look to find the happiness or the peace of joy in everything, it was always there. And so whatever happens in my life now, I stop and I try to reflect what was good about this. And I want to encourage, not influence, because I ain't telling nobody what to do. But in your life, try that as well. Just whenever, you're going through a situation that you feel like, why is this happening to me? Or why I'm still going through this? Look for the blessing in it. And then laugh and say, all right, God, I see you doing your thing. And eventually you'll get to a point in your life where you'll be able to look back at everything you've been through and be thankful for it. I promise, I'm thankful for my childhood. I'm thankful for the children that I've lost. I'm thankful for my mother overdosing. That probably sounds next level insane, but it made me who I am. It made me grow and gain wisdom and gain understanding and gain patience. It made me a more loving person. Or it could have did the opposite and turned me into a demon, like King Von said. He said his friends got killed and his daddy got killed, and that's how he viewed the world. And I understand that 1,000,000%. I know what it's like to feel like, all right, I'm about to get revenge on the world. But that don't do nothing. You just hurting people. We just got a domino effect. And I've said time and time again, man, if hurt people can hurt people, I know heal people can heal people. I know it's possible. I just know it. Just think about if you sit and have a conversation with somebody and really let your feelings out and your emotions out, you feel better afterwards. Sometimes having a good cry, you just feel better afterwards. When you're in a bad mood going to lift weights, you feel better afterwards. You ain't ever worked out and say, man, I regret doing that. So emotions, energy and motion, it wants to move throughout our body. That's why they want you on your phone just scrolling, sitting sedentary. That's why they want you eating all this processed food. That's why they want you all off balance. Red 40 is terrible, but it's in everything. What is it, yellow 5, blue 6? Terrible for your body, especially for kids. But tell me how hard it is to find some cereal or some Pop-Tarts that don't have red dye. They put red dye in unnecessary things. So as James Allen said, man, if you would guard your body, guard your mind. And if you're a parent, you got to definitely look out for your children. And that's reading the back of labels when you at the store, as Malcolm X said, teach them early what you learn late. And I'm just sharing the wisdom with through the world, because as a young, and I hate using skin color because we evolved past it, as a young boy in this world, there's a lot of people who don't have guidance or wisdom. And so it's easy to fall victim to the propaganda that's in front of you. But if you got somebody telling you, hey, just learn, study, grow, have patience, you know, seek out mentors, just look for the positive things in life, then that would be helpful. But if everything is you got to be a part of this community, you got to be a part of that community, well, damn, now I gotta pick, and I gotta put this responsibility on myself. I tell my children, whatever decisions y'all make, man, come to me. I'm not here to judge y'all, I'm here to help y'all. And the world wants to drive a wedge between children and parents, which is kind of creepy. There's this book I read, it's called Nietzsche and the Nazis by Stephen Hicks. There I go, dropping another book. But that's the first time I heard something about like separating parents and children, or trying to influence the children. And I was like, oh my God, look what we doing here in America. We copying the playbook of Homeboy. But yeah, check out that book if you have some time. But like I said, happy birthday to me. If I share a birthday with you, happy birthday to you as well. Today is my cousin Jackie's birthday. It's always cool that we shared a birthday. When I was a kid, people always forgot it was my birthday because we didn't have a car, so they would give her gifts and I would just get cash. But have a super mega awesome day. Never be too proud to pray. Understand blessings are always on the way. So you got to be in a state of happiness and positivity and gratitude, and abundance is yours, baby. So be happy, be happy, be happy on your way to being happy. I love you all. Have a super mega awesome day. I'm gonna give a shout out to my grandma as well, because something my grandma always said to me that stuck with me. She said, everybody is gonna love you on your birthday, but everybody's gonna forget about you the day after. So my grandma always called me the day before my birthday and sung happy birthday to me, on my birthday and sung happy birthday to me, and the day after my birthday and sung happy birthday to me as well. My grandma was a really unique person, and she put a lot of wisdom inside of me. So if it's your birthday or whatever it is, I want you to have a good day yesterday, today, and tomorrow. I love you all. Share this video with somebody who needs it. Smile and be happy. Big blessings are on the way for you, baby.